who is just in the trenches. And yeah, well, and so I would like to welcome our last speaker. This is Dr. Abhishek Gupta. And yeah, please go on with the presentation. We are happy to have you here as the final speaker. So we can see your presentation. The only thing that's missing is your voice.
Am I audible now?
Oh, perfect. Yes, we hear you loud and clear. And we also got a glimpse of your presentation. And yeah, if you like and you're ready, you can start.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Abhishek from the Resident Department of Pathology from Himalayan Institute of Medical Sciences, Dehradun. And I studied the tumor infiltrating lymphocytes and expression of programmed ligand 1 in carcinoma breast. Globally, breast carcinoma is the second most cancer in the world with an estimated 2.08 million new cancer cases diagnosed in 2018. Globally, the incidence of breast cancer is 25.1% with ASR of 46.3% per 100,000.
Excuse me, could you share your slides? We've got a glimpse of it. Could you again share your screen, please?
My screen is not sharing.
No, just when you started, we had it for a brief period of time. Now we see you, but it works. You just check it again, please. That looks good. Very well. Now we see your screen. PowerPoint is loading, and please go ahead.
Is it visible now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Globally, the breast cancer is the second most cancer in the worldwide with an estimated 2.08 million new cancer cases diagnosed in 2018. Globally, the incidence of breast carcinoma is 25.1% with ASR of 46.3% per 100,000 women. In India, the incidence is 27.7% with ASR of 24.7 per 100,000 females, and the 5-year prevalence rate is 32.2%. Now coming to the prognostic factor of the breast carcinoma, it depends on the various factors such as age of the patient, pregnancy, use of OCPs, time of diagnosis of the carcinoma, site of the tumor, gross size of the tumor, morphological variant of the tumor, and the grade of the tumor. Moreover, tumor margin, tumor necrosis, elastotic factor, or any fibrotic focus, LVI, PNI, axillary lymph node mats, or TNM staging with surgical margin or recurrence of tumor also tells you the prognosis of the tumor. Besides these classical and the morphological factors, it has been observed that the cross epithelial carcinoma cells and the stromal cells play an important role in the growth of various carcinoma. Now, what are these cells? These cells are the lymphocyte. So recently, the morphological evaluation of the tumor infiltrating lymphocyte is also being studied in breast carcinoma. Reason being, an attempt is made to understand the role of TIL in determining the prognosis of the breast cancer. In addition to the prognosis, TIL also tells you about the treatment response of the carcinoma of breast. Now, my other marker of interest is PDL1. PD1 has two ligands, that is PDL1 and 2. What I have taken is PDL1. It is a pathway which is very important, which has very important role in adaptive immune response and its association with tumor, lymph node status, and the age. In addition to the B lymphocytes, monocytes, antigen presenting cell, PDL1 has been found over the expressed over the epithelial cells, and its expression has been observed associated with poor prognosis in the pancreatic and renal cell carcinoma. So our immune system works on the switch on or switch off basis. When the switch gets on, these tumor cells, that means these tumor cells are proliferating, and they are secreting some cytokines, and they have a receptor which was recognized by the T cells, and these T cells are designed and they kill the tumor cells. But when the PD1 program that one acts on the T lymphocytes, the switch gets off. What it means, when this PD1 and PDL1 pathway completes, they inactivate this T lymphocyte, which now they can't be, now they are unable to kill the tumor cells. That means they are inactivated, they are in the inactive stage. So these pathways are area of interest. If we are able to recognize these PD1, PDL1 pathway with the help of immunohistochemistry, we can tell that these tumor cells have this pathway. So we can introduce a immunomodulatory therapy which prevents this pathway and the tumor cells from the for inactivating the T cells. So the expression of PDL1 has been recently studied in breast carcinoma and has shown variable results. Few studies have shown that PDL1 increased expression is associated with poor prognosis, especially in triple negative breast carcinoma, while in contrast, other studies have concluded that its expression is associated with lower risk of breast carcinoma death. So the present study was therefore undertaken with the hypothesis that increased expression of program that ligand 1 is associated with decreased tumor infiltrating lymphocyte. It was also hypothesized that tumor infiltrating lymphocyte and expression of PDL1 will also correlate with the various clinicopathological factors of breast carcinoma. It may be further useful in determining the prognosis along with immunomodulatory therapy in breast carcinoma. Now, what are aims and objectives? My first aim is to, I've studied the tumor infiltrating lymphocyte in carcinoma breast. I studied in immunohistochemical expression of program that ligand 1 in carcinoma breast. And finally, the last one is the association of PDL1 and TIL with clinicopathological parameters. Now, our material method. This study was conducted in Department of Pathology, Himalayan Institute of Medical Sciences, Dehradun, for the duration of 12 months with a sample size of 50, and the type of study was cross-sectional and observational. When we received the specimen from the surgery department, first of all, the tissue is fixed in the 10% formalin overnight, and then grossing is processed on the next day according to the standard procedure. After the grossing, we cut the block in the thickness of 4 to 5 micron with the help of microtome, and the slides are stained by H&E. After the staining, we classify the breast carcinoma associated histomorphological feature grading, and TNM staging was done. The molecular status of the breast carcinoma was assessed by ER, PR, HER2/neu, and Ki67 according to the WHO. Now, the microscopic evaluation of TIL on HE stain sections are done according to the recommendation given by the International TIL Working Group 2014. First thing first, we have to define an area for the TIL evolution. There are certain criteria for this. The first criteria is we have to locate an area in which we are counting this TIL. It should be within the borders of the tumor. After that, we have to make sure that the edges should also be included within this area, and should not be reported separately. The exclusion are the whatever the extratumoral DCIS or the adjacent normal tissue, it should not be included within the TIL evaluation. And the last one is we have to be exclude out the areas of necrosis and fibrosis. Coming to the step 2, we have to be focused on the stromal TIL. According to the TIL working group, they said only include the stromal area for the evaluation of the tumor infiltrating lymphocyte. But there are certain studies which include both stromal TIL as well as the epithelial, or I can say intratumoral TIL. I also include both stromal TIL as well as the intratumoral TIL. So we have to be focused on the stromal TIL. Now, then we can see the slides on the low magnification, and we can see two things. Either the stroma is predominantly collagenous and only few lymphocytes or infiltrates are seen, or the stroma is rich in the lymphocytic infiltrate. Coming to the step 3, once we have focus on the area, we have to make sure that the infiltrate should be either lymphocyte or plasma cell. We should not include any granulocytes, that is neutrophil or eosinophil. Coming to the step 4, on the low magnification, we just assess the percentage of the TIS, stromal separately and epithelial separately. So after the assessment, we can grade them either mild, moderate, and severe. In the mild group, the tumor contains either no or minimal immune cells, and the percentage that we have given is 0 to 10. In the group B, it has the intermediate infiltrate, that is 10 to 40%, and in group C, they have the high immune infiltrate, that is above 40 to 90%. After the histopathological diagnosis, histochemical analysis for PDL1 was performed on the paraffin embedded formalin fixed biopsy sections as per the standard procedure and instruction given by the manufacturers. Now coming to the results. The mean age was 53.8 with the age range of 21 to 81 years of the patient. Upper outer quadrant was most commonly involved. Distribution of carcinoma breast according to the local examination. 18% of the patient shows PUD orange, while 8% show ulceration. 56% of the patients have hard lump, while the non-mobile lump was present in 32% of the patient. In non-mobile lump, the fixity to the skin was present in 20%, while the fixation for the underlying structure was present in 10% of the patient, and both skin and underlying structure was fixed in 2% of the patient. Axillary lymphadenopathy was present in 78% of the patient. Now, distribution of the carcinoma according to gross examination, the mean size was 4.55 with a range of 1.5 to 10 centimeter lump. Distribution according to the histopathological examination, the RB score of grade 2 was present in 74% of the patient. Intratumoral DCIS was present in 30. Extratumoral DCIS was present in 6% of the patient. Necrosis was severe, present in 12% of the patient. Calcification in the 6%. LVI was present in 82% of the patient, while the perineural invasion was present in 18% of the patient. Uninvolved breast showing the fibrocystic breast disease was present in 90% of the patient. Now, distribution of carcinoma breast according to TNM, the stage T2 was present in 60% of the patient. Distribution of the breast carcinoma according to lymph node metastasis. Mean lymph node mets was present in 12 0.10 patient and median was 6.67. Now, the association of stromal TIL with pathological T-stage in breast carcinoma was present. So the p-value comes out is 0.015, and PDL1 association was present with the pathological end stage, and p-value is 0.037. However, the association of PDL1 with stromal TIL was not present, as the p-value is 0.288, and the association of PDL1 with epithelial TIL was significant. The p-value is 0.008. The association of the living status with various parameters are present. The p-value is less than 0.05, and it is present in the age, distance from the nearest margin, mitotic figure, pathological end stage, and ER, PR, and Hertinu. Now, this photomicrograph shows this is the tumor and this is the stroma. So here the stroma is mostly fibrocollagenous and with very less TILs, that is lymphocytes. So we grade them in the mild category. In this, these are the lymphocytes which are present in the stroma, and we categorize in the moderate category. The third one, the stroma is rich in the lymphocyte, and so we categorize them in the severe, that is the more than 50% of the lymphocytes. Same is done with the epithelial TIL. Mild, moderate, and severe categories were done. Coming to the PDL1, the PDL1 grade 0 is this photomicrograph shows the grade 0 of the PDL1, grade 1 with this picture, and PDL1 grade 2, and this shows the PDL1 grade 3. Coming to the discussion, the breast cancer is the most frequent cancer of death in females of less developed region, constituting around 14.3% of the all cancer deaths. Worldwide, the mortality rate is 15%, while in India, it is 23.5%. In the present study, at the cutoff of less than 11%, stromal TIL specificity was 70.7%, sensitivity was 44.4%, and the negative predictive value for the living status is 85.3. Same study was done by Rowan et al. At the threshold of 20%, the stromal TIL sensitivity was 56.7%, specificity was 68.7%, and negative predictive value was 70.1%. The epithelial TIL cutoff at 1.8% observed is 66.7 sensitivity, 48.8 specificity, and 87% negative predictive value for predicting negative status of the cases. Similarly, it was found by the Rowan et al. That at a threshold of 10% epithelial TIL, sensitivity was 56.7%, specificity was 66.7%, and negative predictive value was 69.5%. The present study similarly concluded that PDL1 expression in tumor correlate with more aggressive tumor subtype, as it was statistically significant with pathological end stage. However, the statistical association with overall survival was not significant, which was concordant with the study done by the Botti et al. Coming to the conclusion, the stromal TIL was seen in maximum number of the cases of breast carcinoma, and PDL1 immunoexpression was also positive in maximum number of cases. However, no statistical significant difference was observed between stromal TIL and PDL1, although epithelial TIL and PDL1 immunoexpression shows a statistical significant difference. The maximum number of cases were of T2 stage, and most of them survived for the 6 months of diagnosis. This was the statistical significant difference between stromal TIL with size of the tumor and involvement of nipple and areola. Although no association was observed between stromal TIL and difference parameter of the microscopic examination. PDL1 was positive in the cases with axillary lymph node metastasis. However, no association was observed between stromal TIL and PDL1 with living or tumor recurrence in breast carcinoma. Further studies with larger number of cases and extended duration may be done to assess the association of stromal TIL and PDL1. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Abhishek Gupta, for this very interesting contribution. And I would like to ask the audience